Running a small business is pure chaos. There's customers, vendors, invoices, employees, data everywhere. Nobody pays on time, and there's zero visibility. And honestly, most companies just run on spreadsheet and hope. So today we're going to run an experiment. This is Fredder's Facility Fixers, a messy business full of overdue invoice, operational chaos, and serious cash flow problems. And we're going to see if Claude for Excel add-in can actually help me save this company and maybe even help me expand it without writing a single line of VBA code. And I have no idea if this is going to work, so let's find out together. All right, thanks so much for joining me today. Super excited because we're going to put Claude add-in for Excel to the test because I want it to run an entire company. First, we're going to turn messy data into a beautiful dashboard, hopefully with KPIs. We're going to try that. And then we're going to have it help us expand our company, maybe even send out reminder emails. So we're going to get started right away. Everything that I share with you today, all the skills and the sample data, I'll make sure that that is available to you. All you need to do is click download in the YouTube description. Just look for the word. Under that is a link that'll lead you to the download. Also, if you're on my website, just look for the download word button and I'll make sure to get this right over to you. So we're going to start out with some messy data. In fact, I had AI create this data and I'll be giving you that skill. We've got a bunch of invoices here. And we also have a lot of clients. We've got tons of transactions and it's a bit of a mess. I don't know what's overdue. I don't know where my business is. And I really don't know how to proceed or go further until I get some organization. Claude add-in is going to help us do just that. I'll be going over how to install that in just a moment. But if you've already got it installed, just go to the home menu and I'm going to select the Claude add-in. It's going to be available right here once you get signed in. Now I'm going to be using, let's say Opus 4.6 should be sufficient for us. Now it has awareness of the workbook that you're in. So all we really want is I want a simple dashboard with KPIs. And I'm just going to ask it exactly for that. And that's going to give us a really good view, hopefully if it's able to create that dashboard. So I'm simply going to write in a simple prompt. It says, please create a dashboard with KPIs based on the selected workbook. And I'll just put it in a new sheet. It should know that already. So that's it. That's the only prompt that I'm going to have. Now it's going to go through the motions of creating that dashboard. So here it's saying I'll start by reading all the data. So it's going to look at all the data. It wants to understand exactly what is available to it so that it can create it. Obviously, we don't want it creating a dashboard without having a good look at the data. So it's created 5 different steps. First is creating a dashboard and KPI cards. So it's going to create a brand new worksheet. And here it is. We've got the new worksheet already. It's done. Remember, I'm not doing it. It's hands-free. It's going to work on next the revenue after it gets done with the KPIs. Then it's going to build the invoice status and client tables. It's going to create charts, revenue trends, expense breakdown. So it looks like it's already got a pretty good handle of our data and it knows exactly what it's going to do. And if you want to install Claude, all you need to do is just go, it's already got the KPIs, just go to Claude AI New and make sure you get signed up. The particular add-in that we're going to be using is part of Excel. So once you get your own Claude account, you probably want to get signed up on just the basic or pro plan. That will be sufficient for you. Then what you're going to do is once you get signed up, you're going to want to install the add-in in Excel. So we're going to do that and you're going to see the add-ins right here. So once you click that add-in here, we can bring it over a little bit and you'll see here more add-ins. So you'll click more add-ins. Once you're in there, then what you're going to do is you're going to search inside the store. There should be a button that comes up and you can just search for Claude. Now there might be several versions of Claude, but what we want is we want the one for 365. So Claude for Office 365 is the one that we want. So notice there's 2 of them here, but we want Microsoft 365. And you're going to go ahead and add that and get signed in using your account. And then it will be available here for us. So we see it's creating quite a nice KPI dashboard. It looks pretty good the way that it's going. It's working through it. So once you'll have that, you'll be fully set up. Now keep that in mind that while it's working on that, what we want to do is we want to do the same thing for Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook. That would be the new Outlook. Basically, it's the same procedure, just going through add-ins. Once you do that, there is one key territory. So let's go into Word. It's not quite working on that. So notice we have the same add-in in Word here. What you want to do is you want to go into the settings here, and you want to make sure that it says let Claude work across files. So you want this selected. Once it does for each of them, and once each of them are open, as long as my PowerPoint, Excel, and Outlook are all open, it will show all these connected. So notice that I do have my Outlook connected here. I do have my PowerPoint, which is connected here. So everything is connected. So we don't need the new version, that's fine, or we can refresh it. So you can also use Control-R, that works as it would be a browser. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look back inside our dashboard to see how it's working. It's looking really good. So far, we've got revenue, expenses, net profit, profit margin, invoices paid, and invoices pending, 6 overdue. This is a really nice dashboard considering I created a 2-sentence prompt and we're letting Claude do the work. And this is the power of the Claude add-in. It can quickly recognize your data, understand the principles of it, where the issues are, and create a very compelling dashboard, code-free, formula-free. Well, at least I'm not typing in formulas, it is, and it looks pretty good. All right, so let's let this finish up. And it says that tables are now done. Now let me create the charts. So not only is it going to create tables, but it's going to work on the charts. And I'm pretty impressed. Let's see how it's going to do the charts here. So we're going to scroll down. It'll probably create them down here. There's one right there. We have the monthly revenue net profit. Let's take a look at how it's organized our data. So we've got a profit and loss on a per month basis, both on revenue, expenses, and net profit. I see that that's quite helpful. We also have the top clients by revenue. It's already demonstrated that. And so we can see that the top 2 clients are certainly have a lot. And we also have the expense breakdown, which is quite nice, between subcontractors, parts and materials, equipment and travel, admin. So that's really helpful. Now it's asking us if it can edit it. So I'm simply going to say allow once or press enter, and it's going to continue as it works. Sometimes if it needs to delete an item, so we certainly do want it to be careful, and we usually say allow once so that I can keep an eye. Once again, it wants to delete the first chart series, so that's no problem. I'm just going to allow it. Sometimes it needs to delete the series or has temporary data, but it always asks you before it actually deletes, unless of course you put always delete. So for me, I'm doing it on a per item basis. So we've got monthly net revenue, we have expenses, so the charts are built, but the data is not in yet. And it will recognize if there's any deficiencies, it will certainly recognize it. So it's doing quite well. Now we see that we do have the ability to have additional information as it's added it down here. So we have overdue invoices and action required. So it's highlighted these out. 6 total invoices are overdue. And so it's also figured out the number of days that it's overdue. Very helpful as well. It's also currently fixing the charts. It's recognized that the charts aren't showing data, so it's going to fix those right now. And we now have the data in there. So it says need to rebuild each with tracked objects. So it's done that. And it's beautiful. So now I see we have both revenue and net profit. It probably is going to position it and title it. Because it has the vision capabilities in Excel, it not only can do the work, but it can actually see what it's doing and it can check its result, which is something I really like with this Claude for Office add-in. So it's really powerful in that sense, going far beyond what Copilot can do in this instance. And it has now completed its dashboard. It's frozen the first 10 rows and it's created a very compelling dashboard. We see that we have 8 different KPIs at the top, monthly profit and loss. We have both the bar and a donut chart for expense breakdown, as well as monthly revenue and net profit, and some overdue invoices and action required. So it's done a very good job with that, converting our messy data to a very clear dashboard with KPIs. But now, as we can see down here, we've got some overdue invoices and action required. So what do we want to do with that? Well, I really want to email these customers and I want to let them know, hey, you need to pay your bills, right? We're late, we got a problem. So that's the first thing I want to do. And let's see if Claude can actually help us. So I'm just going to write a simple prompt and I'm going to say, by the way, this says ask before edits and accepting all edits to make things go. I'll accept all edits. So I'm going to give it a simple prompt, say, can you generate emails for all of the overdue invoices? So that's it. I'm just going to ask it to do that and it's going to take over and let's go ahead and see its response. At some point, it's going to go through this. So you're going to see it creating emails in this area right here. So we're going to keep on this because it is connected to our Outlook. So we see it's already thinking, it's gone over, and so it's already now brought the information in. So it's going to check the shared file. It's moving back and forth between the Excel data and Outlook. And it says it's already got all the invoice data from the 6 overdue invoices, and it's going to work on the emails. And it's created a 6-step effort to do just that, including drafting the emails for each one of those. So we're going to let it work, and it's already done. So it's already done the first one. So here we see we've got a name, we've got invoice number, we've got the amount. And so each individual invoice that it has created is dynamic based on the days overdue, the amount, and we've done nothing more other than a 1-sentence prompt to create the emails. So that's pretty impressive. So it's now completed 4, and it's now on the 5th, and we can see each individual email is available to us. Now we can review these. It doesn't create and send them automatically. It lets us review it, but it's got all the information that we have, right? So those that are further overdue, it's changed the language on those. This one's 17 days past due. So it's recognized how many days are overdue. It's brought the image in, no mail merge, no VBA, pretty much nothing. And all we need to do is just click open, and it's going to open the email, and then we're going to be available to send it. So here's the email. It's going to open in that new. So we've got a subject, including the dynamic information and including the name and information about this. We value relationship. It's got their company name, so it knows the company name. Very, very impressive with that. Simply recognizing the data and understanding what to do with it. Now, a lot of it is because I have loaded in a special skill for that, and that special skill is going to be located inside Claude. So we're going to take a look and customize, and I'm going to give you this skill, and this skill basically allows us to recognize data and to do certain things with it, and it's called the Business Command Center. And I've developed this skill, and I'll be including it in the download, and it's all the instructions on how to handle data and what to potentially do, and having it understand the power of email and the power of Excel data, as well as the ability with Word and PowerPoint. So it's a sharp practical business advisor. So it's given access to all the business data. So your job is to understand, and it also knows that it has access to Outlook, Word, and PowerPoint. So I've created this skill to help you with your data and recognize regardless of the data that you have. I'll be including this. When you do get the download, all you need to do is go to Claude and then go to the customize. So here we are inside the customize. You're going to go to skills, and then what you're going to do is you're going to press this plus, and you're going to click create a skill and then upload a skill. And then all you need to do is take whatever I'm going to give you, which is this Business Command Center skill, and simply drag and drop it into the area here. Once you do that, it'll take on and it'll automatically update it. Now, of course, I've already got it inside there, so I don't need to update and replace, but that's all you'll do. So make sure you get that, because that's the key to giving the true power to Claude to help it recognize that. So let's move back into our Excel. We have some really cool emails that we've generated, and it's going to help us get money in. But I want to expand Fredder's Fix-It Facilities, Fredder's Facility Fixers. And I want another location, but I need help. I want to get some money from the bank, but it's asking me for a whole report, and it wants a PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to need Claude's help for that. So let's ask Claude for that help. And I'm going to tell it exactly that. I need to get a loan from the bank. They are asking me for a, let's just put a Word document report on the business, as well as a PowerPoint presentation. Can you help? So that's it. That's all I'm going to ask for it. Because it's got this business intelligence already loaded in, it's already available. And if you want to locate it, you can just do the /. Right now it's thinking, but I'll show you that in just a moment. It is available inside Claude. So absolutely, I have both Word and PowerPoint connected, so I can send your business data to each. Let me check if I have the skills designed for exactly. So it's looking for the skills. It's already got those. So it's going to find the skills that you've already loaded into yours. And that is that Business Command Center skill that I'll be sharing with you. So it's got all that. So it's how much you're looking to borrow. So it's designed to ask me the questions. And I need, let's say, 100 to 250,000. And I'm just going to go with SBA. So it's designed to ask you the question. So I need an SBA loan. And so it's asked me those questions so that it knows how to prepare the content, the Word report, and of course the PowerPoint presentation. And when you're using it with your data, it may ask you various questions accordingly. So all you need to do is respond to the questions. And I like the ability that it's asking us those questions so that it can prepare better data and better graphs, just pretty much better output when it has the understanding of what our goals are. So it says, got it, 100 to 250 SBA loan. Your business info sheet mentions the goal, second location, East Side District. So it's going to package up my financial data and send it to both Word and PowerPoint. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I've got the Word here, and so we can get out of this settings. Now it's already in Word, and we're going to see if it's also doing PowerPoint at the same time. I'm not sure if it's going to do them together. Oh wow, it's doing them together. So look at this. We've got simultaneous builds. We've got the PowerPoint presentation being built, as well as the Word report also being built. Each one has its own steps, which is pretty impressive. So if we take a look in PowerPoint, we've got a lot of steps that it's outlined. So it's going to set up a Navy theme. We've got some title slides, executive summary. You can read it. So it's really impressive here. Inside our Word document, it's outlined a 6-step process. So it's already working on that. The ability for it to basically multitask is also pretty impressive, getting things done a lot quicker, even with just a simple request. And of course, a really in-depth skill that I've developed for you for free, you can download. Also, while we're here, I just wanted to let you know that I've got a really cool add-in called the AI Toolpack. This goes beyond Claude because this actually creates an assistant for you. You also have the ability to fix your formula, explain the formula, or optimize any formulas. And when it comes to VBA code, it goes way beyond that, including the ability to actually write code for you simply with a simple request. Right in Excel, you can optimize any code. This is a powerful tool because if you've got existing code, it'll optimize it in just a few clicks, fixing spellings, fixing errors, also converting it to Mac compliant, which is really powerful. And of course, we can fix any VBA code. Something I use a lot is the ability to get fake data into Excel and also some real data around the world. We have that. Plus, we've got some really cool functions, and that's in the AI Toolpack. So I hope you grab that. I got a low price. It's a great way to support what we're doing here, and you get a powerful add-in for you ready to use. And I'll include the link down below. All right, so let's see how we're doing. On our report, we've got Fredder's Facility Fixers, Company Financial Report, Loan Request here. We've got an executive summary here it's building out. We've got a company history, so it's created a company history. I don't know where it's getting that from. And services overview, operational overview, so that's quite nice. So obviously it's going to have to ask you a lot of questions, or you might have documents that you're going to supply it. When you want to create something like this, it'll need additional context. And inside the PowerPoint presentation, we have a theme set up. So, oops, I need to allow this so that it can continue. And so what it'll do is it'll create content, but if it has to delete any content, it's going to ask you each time. So we've got to keep an eye on that unless you always allow it. So moving back into our Word document, I need to keep checking to make sure it's not asking us. And it's almost done with this one. It's 4 out of 6 steps are completed. And you can read it along. It'll share its thoughts exactly, which is quite nice. So far, I'm pretty impressed. It's taken some really messy data. We've got lists of invoices, clients, and transactions, as well as some business info here. So we do have business info here, which can help it understand. And also taking that to create a really cool dashboard, and also created emails simply with just a simple request. Checking back here, so let's take a quick look here. It is almost on the last step here. It's adding in data directly from the spreadsheet, which can be helpful, and it's summarizing our data. Let's check back on the Word document, the company financial report prepared in support of an SBA loan application. So it looks pretty good. We've got some key highlights, an executive summary. The business is supported by a stable base, and it's got revenue, which is good. Net profit margin looks nice. We've got the company history and services overview, operational overview. It's done quite a nice job. I mean, considering the prompt and the time involved, imagine doing this manually. We have a revenue breakdown by client, which is really impressive. And that's something banks look a lot at because they don't want to see the majority of income coming from a single or 2 clients. So that's something that we need to watch out for, as we see 42% from Riverside Mall and City Central Hospital. So subcontractors, it's broken down, outstanding receivable summary. It's done a really good job of this. So if you need something like that, Claude is definitely the partner to have in something like this. So here's the official loan request that we're requesting, along with the repayment capacity. Very impressive that it's done all this math simply from a set of data. And of course, I'll be going beyond this because I'm going to be taking your ideas, your feedback, and the features that you want me to add into this, or even additional skills that you want me to put in. And I'll be getting a brand new video just like I do every week, but only for members. And so if you're not a member yet, now is the great time to join our elite membership, because inside that membership, we've got everything from updated videos, including over 230 updated trainings and templates, and also the ability to have coaching by me. I do group coaching every single month. And if you have issues or you want me to help you, not just with Excel, but pretty much with any type of business or any type of freelancing, I'm happy to help. And we do that inside our monthly group coaching. It's a really amazing time, and we always have a great time and tons of value inside the coaching, along with a lot of others. We've got a bunch of different levels inside the elite membership, and it's just a great community and a great place with tons of great additional content not available anywhere else. I'll include the link for the elite membership down below. All right, let's go ahead and check back inside our PowerPoint presentation, and it is looking complete. Let's go to the top, and we see that we've got a really nice executive summary here. We have company overview, business performance, looking really good. Beautiful deck here. Looks like it's a little bit off on this one. No, I think it's okay. Really nice, not perfect. Notice we have a little bit of imperfections here. I see there's some overlap. I'm sure we could get it to fix it just by asking. It could probably recognize that, but I like the theme. So it looks like it's got a pretty good score. Not perfect, but considering the information that we put in and the time that we put in, it looks really, really good. So we've got everything in a beautiful graph, considering it's taken all that data. So it's got owner and operator information, ready to build. I did notice that it looks like it's missing the top title, right? So this is number 2. It should be number 1. So I'm not sure where the front of the slide went, but I'm sure we can get that fixed out. So yeah, so I think it's missing the title here. I don't know what happened to it, but everything else looks pretty good. So I'm pretty impressed with this. In this training, we were able to take some very messy sample data simply with a great skill that I've developed, and I'll be making it available to you. And that means the skill, the markdown file, along with this really great skill. We had a simple prompt where it created a dashboard with really good KPIs, 8 different KPIs with a fixed header and scrolling information, including 2 graphs and an action required. We were then able to generate emails for each of those 6 overdue counts with a simple prompt. And then also we were able to create Word document, a nice report requesting the loan, along with a beautiful presentation, all using the Claude add-in. So I'm very much impressed. It gets high marks for me, and it has done an incredible job, and I can't wait to see what it will do for you. So please download the skill. Make sure you put it in. You can use that skill. It should be automatically in a project, but if you want to use it, all you need to do is just click the / and then you see Business Command Center, and it'll be available to you. So this will ensure that it does recognize it, and then you can use that. That's great. I do hope you have appreciated it just as much as I love bringing these trainings to you. Let me know what you want to see in the future trainings. Would you like to see other AIs and how they work? Would you like to see more templates and more ideas? Let me know. I'm here for you. We're moving in a great direction with automation and AI, and I can't wait to hear from you. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.